He urged parents in Ondo State to present their female children for the immunization against the virus that causes cervical cancer when the exercise commences in Ondo State in January 2024. Speaking on the National Immunization Plus Days, which would run from 30th of September to 5th of October this year, Dr. Akombiemu said children between 0 to 5 years will be administered with oral polio vaccine and vitamin A by health workers, while COVID-19 vaccine will also be made available to residents. Meanwhile, amid the most severe diphtheria outbreak in recent global history, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF Nigeria, has sounded the alarm about the urgent need for widespread vaccination. The outbreak has so far resulted in 11,587 suspected cases and 7,202 confirmed cases across 105 local government areas in 17 states and the Federal Capital Territory, mostly among children. A total of 453 deaths have occurred in confirmed cases, given a case fatality rate of 6.3%. UNICEF representative Dr. Ronald Khan noted that most cases are children aged between 4 to 15 years who have not received even a single dose of the vital vaccine, laying bare the urgency of the vaccination situation in Nigeria. UNICEF in a statement said it is providing urgent support to the Nigerian government in its efforts to combat the outbreak. It added that to respond effectively to the outbreak, UNICEF Nigeria said it needs to raise an additional $3.3 million by the end of the year. According to a report, Nigeria is home to about 2.2 million children who have not received even a single dose of the vaccine, the second largest such cohort in the world. Nigeria has revealed that all approaches made to the federal government achieved, translating to the height of insensitivity. Recall that NLC and the Trade Union Congress CUC had earlier declared an indefinite strike starting from October 3. The two labor unions have told Nigerians to stockpile foodstuffs as the strike will shut down economic activities in the country. Meanwhile, amid rising debt burden, stakeholders at the just concluded National Conference on Debt and David Ogola, who is also the convener of the conference, expressed worry at the current public debt put at 87.3%. He said if urgent and drastic steps are not taken by both the federal government and the international community, the current debt burden would drive more Nigerians into extreme and multidimensional poverty, adding that the debt burden would also impact significantly on the country's fiscal capability. Ogola recalled that an facilitator and member of the National Assembly representing Ondo East and West Federal Constituency, Abiola Makinde, said his decision to set up a library was based on Oluwarotimi Akeredolu commissioned the project.
WEALTH is an acronym for the 6-point agenda of Member of National Assembly representing Ondo East and West Federal Constituency, Abiola Makinde. The E in the WEALTH stands for education. This ultramodern library has the capacity to serve both old and young, especially secondary school students, undergraduates, and postgraduate students. The facility, situated in a strategic location of the city, is currently equipped with adequate materials for students' consumption, computer systems to aid e-learning, while electricity supply is 24 hours guaranteed. The facilitator, Abiola Makinde, said the establishment of the edifice is his way of contributing to the education system. He believes the edifice will enable them to develop a healthy reading culture, which will improve their vocabulary, knowledge. Lawmaker called for proper handling of the library to serve the purpose for which it is established.
I have so much confidence that the provision of this infrastructure will lead to the pulling down of the walls of ignorance and banishment of every form of lawlessness in our society as we prepare the young ones for the challenges ahead. In a world that is tilting towards artificial intelligence, AI, robotics, blockchain technology, among other innovations.
Chairman on the occasion, Professor Phillips Abiodun, who lauded the initiative, tasked the kingdom to ensure maximum utilization of the library and the resources in it.
Opening of this ultra-modern library today is showing us that education is available to anyone within the reach of a library.
Provost, Adeyemi College of Education, Dr. Samuel Akintunde, eulogized the lawmaker for his development initiatives and his role towards the upgrading of the institution to Federal University of Education.
If you are a learner who is doing research work or loves to be equipped with right information or desirous of becoming a well-known international scholar, this place is meant for you.
Oshemawe of Ondo Kingdom, Oba Victor Kiladijo, represented by Lisa of the Kingdom, Simeon Oguntimehin, alongside other dignitaries, expressed joy over the developments.
We thank the person who has facilitated it for this kingdom, and I do hope the Almighty God will compensate it much more than what any human being can compensate it.
Commissioning the project, Governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, represented by Commissioner for Commerce, Industry and Cooperative Services, Akinwumi Sowore, applauded the legislator for complementing government's efforts in bringing education to doorsteps of the people.
This in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. It's a plus to our party, APC in Ondo State, because it is part of our electioneering, promises to the people of the area. And here we are. This edifice can match up with anywhere in the world.
The event, which had in attendance eminent sons and daughters of the kingdom, also witnessed book presentation by a non-government organization, Drumming, established by wife of the facilitator, Dr. Rhoda Makinde.
This is not our first time. We've been doing this for quite some times now, so giving this out is not new. So I'm just following the legacy and the paths that my husband created for me. So.
The launch is part of the yearly gesture geared towards complementing her husband's efforts in ensuring qualitative education. Omoriola Hungbeji, Osrc News.
Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Organization Afenifere has taken a swipe at former President Olusegun Obasanjo for allegedly undermining traditional institutions in Yoruba land, while frowning at what they perceived as a disrespectful attitude towards monarchs by the former president at an event in Oyo State. The mainstream Yoruba group demanded an apology from Obasanjo, asking him to recognize and rectify this disrespectful manner he treated the royal fathers. In a communique issued after a meeting held at the Akure residence of the national leader of the organization, Pa Ruben Fashion-Roti, the group emphasized the immense respect that the Yoruba people hold for their traditional institution, with traditional rulers being seen as the cornerstone of the institutions. The communique, which was signed by the group's National Publicity Secretary, Jari Ajayi, emphasized that such actions undermine the essence of the traditional institutions that have long been cherished by the Yoruba people, adding that a public apology is necessary to restore the honor and dignity of the traditional rulers who were subjected to such treatment. Afenifere also stated as a way of preserving the cultural heritage of the Yoruba people. Now moving to the cause, they turn the Odboyi governor's election on the grounds of non-qualification. Delivering judgment on the petition, the three-member panel, headed by Justice Lekan Ogunmoye, held that the petitioners lacked the local standing to institute the action because the issue was an internal affair of the APC. Similarly, the Kaduna State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in the state capital will today deliver judgment in the petition filed by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and its candidate in the 2023 elections, Isa Ashiru, against the victory of Governor Obasani of the All Progressives Congress APC. The tribunal is going to deliver judgment but no formal reason has been given for the led by Justice Victor Oviewe. PDP is challenging the declaration of Governor Obasani as the winner of the protest by members of Rumwekwe community in Emoha local government area of the state has entered its 7th day after protesters shut down the operation of International Oil Companies IOCs in the area. Communities on September 21 occupied the only access road to the community, demanding their rights as an uplift. Stories security operatives in Ogun State say there will be no sacred cows in the ongoing investigations into the causes and persons behind the recent court clashes in the Shagamu area of the state. The Department of State Service, DSS, explained that the ongoing investigations are being conducted without bias. The recent mayhem have given very useful information that will assist in unraveling the kingpins and their collaborators. The agency confirmed inviting high-profile persons for interrogation, stressed it assured the public that the agencies were determined to get to the roots of cult activities in the ancient town and its environs.
Particularly the way how to know the Salah. And number 2, for Zakat, whatever, either you are a Muslim or you are not Muslim, you have to be do that one for Zakat. Now, number 3 is Ramadan.
From mode of dressing to relations with neighbors is marriage, regard for women, and way of worship. The faithful say there are abundant lessons to be inculcated.
It teaches us to the extent that your neighbor, even being a Muslim or not, are you getting me, is your family. You get it? So like now, somebody that teaches us religion and teaches us doctrine, that is, this what's doing with your neighbor, this is not worth doing. Are you getting me? You know, if that person passes away, like what?
Though the consideration for others' well-being. Sahid Arabisala.